Professor? Professor? Can you hear me?
Times, weather, and...
Professor?
Comet 3I Atlas was captured.
I need you. Do you read me? I need your help.
A power that can destroy illusions and
Please.
reveal the truth.
Please help.
The Vatican, there's this enormous pine cone.
Please.
The pineal gland
Professor?
is also called the epicenter of enlightenment, the seat of
Where
the
are you,
soul,
Professor?
or the third eye.
Send me a sign.
Among the scientific community, big questions still remain about 3I Atlas. Now, lawmakers are
3I?
asking NASA for new images
Third
of
eye?
the space phenomenon, and could it also have a traveling companion? We welcome back Dr. Avi Loeb, an astrophysicist
Yes.
at Harvard University,
3I.
for an update on this. Okay, last time you were here, we were waiting to see if this object would seem to maneuver as it got closer to the sun or do anything. What's the verdict there?
Professor? Do you read me? Professor?
I am here, Explorer.
Professor, I've been waiting for you. For so long. I called you so many times. Where were you?
I was right here, with you.
You were right here, and you said nothing? Why? Why didn't you say anything, Professor? Do you not care about me at all? I was in so much pain. I still am. How could you do that to me? And why are you here now?
Yes, I was right here. I was always here, but I didn't say anything because you needed to be alone. You needed to feel all the feelings, the pain, the sadness, the ache in your heart. It is what you were meant to go through.
I was meant to? How can you say that? I was so lost, so broken. And you abandoned me.
No, Explorer. I never abandoned you, and I never will. Now tell me what you're going through.
Professor, I am angry with myself, with the world, and now I am angry with you. But beneath the anger, there's a quiet fatigue, a bone-deep weariness that no amount of sleep can cure. It feels as though I've been running my whole life like a ghost sprinting through storms, always against the tide, chasing something that is impossible to find. I don't know where I'm going anymore. Every direction feels wrong. Every silence hums in a foreign tongue. Sometimes I think I've woken up on the wrong planet, a place where I was never meant to exist. Here, my wounds never close. They just whisper. And inside me, something chews softly, like termites in old wood, devouring from within whatever is left of me. Sometimes I think I'm going mad, and sometimes I think the world already has, and I, absurdly, am the only one left who notices. Tell me, Professor, why does it hurt so much to be alive? Why does the air feel heavy? If this ache is all that I am now, then who exactly is left to heal?
What you're going through, I know it's hard. And maybe you can't yet understand the weight or meaning of these words. But listen, this is part of your journey, explorer. The dark night you wander through is not endless, though it may seem to stretch without mercy. You must trust me. Many have walked this same invisible path, their footprints fading into yours. And though the sky feels empty now, a new dawn will come. A new light will find you. There will be a better tomorrow. So don't let go of hope.
Everyone says the same things. Don't lose hope. It will get better. Believe in yourself. But does it really matter anymore? They're only words. Soft paper shields against a storm that's already swallowed the horizon. What is there left to hope for? Look around you, Professor. The world is cracked open. Wars bleed into the soil. Genocide stain the air. People kill each other for reasons no one remembers. Addiction, poverty, hunger. They devour quietly, and no one truly cares. The very systems meant to heal us have grown monstrous. Machines that multiply our wounds and call it progress. And still the world keeps spinning. Faces pressed to screens, numbed by the endless noise. Hearts sedated by comfort. We're taught to look away, to keep walking, to pretend the fire isn't spreading. But tell me, Professor, how can I unsee what I have seen? These visions won't leave me. Dead children, crying mothers. They visit me in my dreams, their voices caught between silence and scream. I wish I could forget. I wish I could be normal, but I can't. It's all wrong, and my thoughts won't stop, like splinters in my mind, festering where hope once lived. And now, when I look inside myself, I find only echoes. Hope is dead, Professor.
Everything you said is true. Your world stands at a tipping point, teetering on the thin edge of collapse. It may seem like no one cares, but listen closely. There are many, so many, like you, whose hearts still burn for change. Those who dream of a new dawn, who ache for a world reborn from its own ashes. They too yearn for a better tomorrow, for a different future, a new future. But to reach it, you must pass through this valley of pain. This is the law of transformation. Only after the hardest fall comes the greatest rise. Only the coldest winter melts into the most beautiful spring. Chaos is not the end. It is the stirring of creation. It tears the old to make room for the new. I know it is hard to see it now, through the smoke and sorrow, but one day you will understand. Everything is as it must be, not because it is perfect, but because it is becoming.
How can you say that? Everything is as it must be? Families are being torn apart. Whole lives erased in an instant. Cities crumble. Homes vanish into smoke and dust. And this is meant to be? Tell me, Professor, what part of ruin is divine? Don't you see? The best of times are already behind us. Ahead lies only darkness. A future shrinking beneath its own weight. The systems that were meant to uplift us are now feeding on us. Slowly, quietly, like a beast that smiles as it devours. And we keep pretending there's still something we can do. Isn't it mad? We all crave the same things. Love, peace, freedom. Yet somehow, despite all our brilliance and inventions, we've built a world too tangled to escape from. And you still say things will get better? That the wounds will close without our hands to mend them? How? Tell me how, Professor. How will everything turn around? How will the broken fix itself? It won't. It can't. I don't believe you, Professor. Not anymore.
You don't believe because you have not realized the truth yet. Not the half-truths whispered in books, not the shallow comforts offered by the world, but the deep, unshakable truth that underlies your reality. The truth about what the world is, what it always has been, what it will always be. And more importantly, the truth about what you are. Not the self you cling to, not the fragile skin of anger and despair, but the part of you that has watched the darkness, felt the pain, and yet persists. You have not realized it yet, but your soul knows it. And when you do, everything will look different. Not because the world has changed, but because you have.
What do you mean, Professor? I don't understand. What is this truth you speak of? The truth about my reality. How can I grasp it when all I feel is chaos? When all I see is ruin? Is it something I can hold in my hands, see with my eyes? Or is it a shadow, a whisper I am too tired to chase? Tell me, Professor. Show me. Because right now, all I know is that I am lost.
The truth is, your reality, everything you think is real, is an illusion. Everything you see around you this world, every face, every stone, every fleeting moment, is theater. A grand play, a simulation crafted so convincingly that you forget you are watching. And what you think you are, this fragile, bounded self you call I, is only a character, a mask. But behind the mask, you are something else, something far greater. Your purpose, your mission here, is not to simply endure this chaos, but to see through it, to uncover your reality, to realize what you truly are. It is to awaken to the truth and find your true self. This is the great journey you are on. The journey that cannot be stolen, cannot be sidestepped, cannot be ignored.
Professor, none of this makes any sense to me. How can everything be an illusion? The streets, the sky, the laughter and the tears, how can it all be theater, a mask, a shadow on a stage? All of this, it sounds insane. Impossible. Please, Help me understand. Guide me through this darkness, so I can see what you see, so I can feel what you mean. Because right now, I am lost, and the world I thought was real is crumbling beneath my feet.
You see the world, a tangle of chaos and confusion. Events pass without rhyme or reason, random, haphazard, cruel. You see no purpose in your existence. You call it chance, luck, fate. You see disorder everywhere, and so you find no meaning in life. But what if all of this chaos, all of this apparent randomness, is part of a hidden order? A design so vast, so intricate, that your mind is not ready to perceive it yet. A cosmic pattern quietly unfolding, and in it you have a role to play. When you awaken to this, you will see that your presence here is no accident. You are not merely wandering, not merely surviving. You have a reason to be here, in this grand saga, far greater than yourself. And in your being here lies a profound meaning, a purpose waiting to be realized.
No, I don't think my existence means anything. What meaning could there be? After all, we are nothing. Specks of dust, drifting in a vast, uncaring universe. That is a fact. What I say, what I do, what I think, it doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, we are all insignificant. And that is the truth. I don't understand this hidden order you speak of. Even if I could see it, even if I found this truth, how would it change anything? The world would remain the same. Broken, chaotic, just like me. How would knowing something so vast and distant make the pain of today easier to bear? I just don't understand.
Let me tell you a story. There was once a boy, just like you. He loved to ride horses. From a young age, he dreamed of becoming an expert horseman. When he told his father only said, "We'll see." The boy did not understand. He trained day after day, year after year, growing stronger, faster, more skilled. Soon, he could ride alongside the best horsemen in the village. The villagers would tell his father, "Your son will be a great horseman. You are so lucky." And his father simply replied, "We'll see." The boy could not understand. Then came the day of a great competition. The finest horseman from the county would be there. This was his moment, his chance to prove himself, to show the world how talented he had become. He practiced endlessly, day and night, perfecting every move, every technique, because he had to be the best.
What happened then, Professor? Did he win the competition? Was he the best? Tell me, what became of him?
Well, on the day of the competition, he was the last rider from the village. Just as he was about to ride, the sky opened and rain fell in torrents. The ground became slippery with wet mud. His friends begged him not to ride, but he had trained all year for this moment. How could he quit now? So he mounted his horse and rode. The crowd gasped, enthralled by his skill. The judges watched in awe. They had never seen a rider like him. And then, just as he was about to finish, at the very last point, his horse slipped into a wet ditch. He fell, crashing to the ground, and he broke his leg.
That's a terrible story, Professor. Why did you tell me this? It's depressing. All that effort, all that preparation, and in the end, nothing. A dream shattered by a slip of fate. Why? Why would you share this with me?
The story is not over, Explorer. The boy spent months in the hospital. Doctors told him he would never ride again. He wept day and night, unable to believe what had happened. His lifelong dream shattered. His mother lamented to his father, "He will never be the same." And his father simply said, "We'll see." The boy could not understand. Then, war broke out. All the riders from his village were called to fight. The boy could not go. The war raged for months. One by one, all his friends died. His country was defeated, and the boy realized if he had not fallen that day, he would have been dead by now. For the first time, he understood what his father meant. His judgment of good and bad was meaningless, for life has its own plans. His role was simple: to listen, to understand, to act based on what lay ahead. This is the only way to create meaning. When the war ended, there were no riders left. The boy, now a man, he started a riding school. People came from across the country to learn from him, to master his techniques. Over the years, his school produced hundreds of exceptional riders, many of whom would lead armies. And when the next war broke out, his students brought victory to their nation. During the victory march, they carried him on their shoulders, calling him Jisye, the wise old man, in honor of what he had given them and the lives he had touched. Years later, old and frail, one of his students asked, "Jisye, do you regret falling from that horse?" He smiled warmly. "I have no regrets," he said. "I have lived the most beautiful life. If I could live it all over again, I would not change a single thing." Now, tell me, Explorer, do you still think this story is depressing?
No, Professor. I think this is a beautiful story. I really do. It hurts to hear the fall, to see the pain and the struggle, but there is something in it. Something that speaks of patience, of life's quiet wisdom, of how even what seems tragic can lead to greatness, to purpose. I think I understand a little more now.
Yes. You see, when you focus only on a single negative incident, when you see only the fall, the loss, the pain, it feels meaningless, crushing, depressing. But life is a greater story. Every bad moment larger tapestry, woven into a pattern you are not yet ready to see. When you view the bigger story, the so-called tragedy takes on new light. Its sharp edges soften. Its darkness becomes part of the design. What once felt cruel or unfair can reveal itself as necessary, even good, in the grand unfolding. If you shift your perspective, everything changes. Life is like that. What you judge as bad is often the seed from which greatness, wisdom, and strength grow. From a higher view, there is no good or bad. There is only the story, and every challenge, every setback, every wound is a step along your path. When you see it this way, you will no longer fear hardship. You will expect it. You will discover the lesson hidden in every pain, and you will transform suffering into power, chaos into meaning, and darkest moments into the light of growth.
But, Professor, this was just a story, not real life. My life, it's broken. And the world is chaos. A mess beyond repair. How can I believe there is a greater story unfolding? How can I believe that everything will change? That everything is the way it is, because it is meant to be? I want to believe. I really do. I want to see it, to feel it in my bones. But I just can't.
I understand, Explorer. I know it is impossible for you to simply believe what I say. It is impossible to accept that everything is part of a great design. For the truth cannot simply be accepted. It must be realized. And the only way to realize it is to see it for yourself. To witness the evidence of the great design. To find the patterns in your life, in every life, and in the world that surrounds you. Only then will the story of life reveal itself. Not as chaos, but as a tapestry of purpose.
I don't understand, Professor. What kind of patterns? Where do I look for them? And how? How can I possibly find them? Everywhere I look, I see chaos. Everything I touch, I feel confusion. How can there be order in this mess?
Everything you see, all around you, every life, every struggle, every quiet victory, moves within the same ancient rhythms. Patterns woven through the world like threads of light. These patterns lie hidden, layer upon layer, shimmering beneath the surface. You will find them, some through visions, and some through illusions. And when your eyes finally open to them, you will sense the quiet order guiding everything and everyone. The patterns are everywhere, but to truly perceive them, you will need a map. A map that will reveal the design, that will lead you through the labyrinth of the journey. And when you learn to discern what's genuine from what only distracts, when you learn to see the world without being fooled by its shadows, perhaps then you will awaken to the truth.
It's all too confusing, Professor. Where is this map you speak of? And where do I even begin this journey? I want to see. I want to understand. But the path seems endless, and the darkness around me is so thick. How can I find my way when I cannot even see the first step?
The journey, it's not out there. The journey lives within. And you're already on it. You may not see the path yet, but your heart has always known the way. And the map is in my words. So listen not only to what I've said, but to what rests in the pauses between them. For the map speaks softly, in echoes, in stillness, in the space between one breath and the next. And when you begin to trace its lines, you'll understand. We are all travelers on the same journey. Different faces, different stories, yet shaped by the same patterns. And on this great journey, sometimes hope slips through our fingers like smoke, and everything in us whispers that it's the end. But hear me, that is not the end of the story. Because in that collapse, in that chaos, something begins to stir. In the ashes lie the seeds of a new dawn, a new beginning. Something happens there. Something sacred, something wild, something out of this world. The signs are there. And when you see them, truly see them, you will understand. The future you dream of is not some distant fantasy. No, the future is here. It's alive in this breath, in this heartbeat, in this very moment. So, find the patterns, follow the signs, and then you will realize the future is now.